Hi guys, welcome back, Cal Clash Fitness. Now then, we're splitting Q&A into two sections today like we used to back in the old days. So we've got a general questions, diet and nutrition version, which is this one, and we'll have the running exercise Vibrams one as well. So two Q&A, so if you've asked a question, it might be in one or the other, so don't think I haven't got around to it. Please watch both, please hit the like button, comment and subscribe. As always, any questions left in this video or the other Q&A video will be answered next Friday. Now you're going to have to forgive me slightly. I was out with my triathlon club last night, had a few beers. You can count probably on one hand the amount of times I've been drunk in the last 5 years. I had 4 beers last night and I was pretty drunk and I'm feeling pretty horrendous today. So my 4 beers is probably like a normal person's 10 beers or more than 10 beers, but it'll be a long time before I be drinking any more beers. But it was a nice evening, and needless to say, my plan to take Ironman steady and just complete it has totally gone out the window after last night as well. So it's now a race. Officially, it is now a race. Officially, Ironman in July for me is going to be the do or die strategy because the gauntlet has been laid down to me. So I'll cover that in another video at some point. But yeah, we're no longer just thinking about completing it. We are attacking it with full force, and we'll see what happens. Do or die. How sensible that is for my first Ironman, do not know. But anyway, let's get cracking with the questions, shall we? LeDon James has a question about diet. So LeDon James, as well as a lot of other people, have said that no sheep in the shirt graphic would be awesome on a sweatshirt or something like that, hoodie, t-shirt, whatever. His question for the week: do you worry about your fruit and veg being organic? I love smashing dates all day, but the price per calorie for organic out here in Wisconsin, USA is way beyond my budget. Do you think commercially grown fruits are a real risk to long-term health? Also, are genetically modified crops a problem over there? If so, do you worry about consuming them? So I've got really close, I say really close, I've got a vegan friend, American, who I work with. She's from Washington. She lives over here now because, well, many different reasons we won't get into why it's better to live in the UK than the US, but we'll cover that in another video if you want. But one of her many reasons for living over here is that she says just the quality of the fruit and vegetables over here is so much better. Fortunately, under EU law and UK law, we're a lot stricter about the pesticides, and we have a lot more controls over what is sprayed on the crops. She says that, I've never been to America myself, but she says that you go to a store and they've just been like polished up and waxed and covered in God knows what, and it's awful. And eating organic over there versus more commercial versus eating organic over here versus more commercial is two different things. So I'm comfortable. I would prefer to eat organic if I could afford it, which I can't. I'm not a millionaire. I don't think many people can. I'm not exactly hurting for money, but I can afford to eat everything organic, especially the amount I eat. But over here in the UK and Europe, it's not so much of an issue. I prefer to eat organic, like I say. If I was in the USA, I'd probably be leaning towards at least double checking to see what the procedures were behind the fruits and veggies that I consume, because I know there's definitely some best practices over there that I wouldn't be particularly comfortable with. Genetically modified crops aren't really an issue over here either. I think they mess about with it as well, but again, the rules are a lot more stringent than they are across the pond. So no, I don't worry about consuming them. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think we have fish DNA in our corn and things like that. Again, very strict rules over here in Europe and the UK. Again, a lot of these things are things for concern when we leave Europe, whether or not we go backwards. Hopefully not. Hopefully that answers your question. If I was in America, I'd be far more concerned about eating organic than I am over here. BloodMeridien: does your wife know what you get up to in the shed? I think I'm more concerned about my new neighbours, to be perfectly honest, because the shed is very close to them, so they probably wonder what the hell's going on. But no, my wife, maybe when I started this YouTube channel 6 years ago or whatever it was, there's a fly on that. She probably wondered what the hell I was doing. but she sort of got used to it after a while. When she started seeing the comments coming through and people interacting and seeing that the channel was helping people and that, she thought it was great. So it's probably more surrounding neighbours wondering why the hell I'm going into my shed, turning on these super bright lights and ranting in front of a camera. But if I worried what other people thought, then I wouldn't be here, would I? This is a good name. Frederick Legrungen. Mate, please phonetically spell that in the comments down below, so I don't have to annihilate that. But it's a really good question. Do you know of any foods, vegan foods, that promote mucus in the body? Have I ever had any issues with phlegm, mucus in the throat while running, or running nose in the cold? I feel like I have it more than normal. So in general, animal products and especially dairy causes tons of mucus, but you're saying vegan. So I've researched this quite a lot many years ago because it is one of the main reasons why I became vegan. One of the main plant-based food sources that causes mucus is soy, which is one of the main reasons why I try to avoid soy, as well as the possible estrogenic, probably say that if I wasn't hungover, effects on the body, but soy does or is reported to cause mucus within the body, so it's worth avoiding. Black tea or English breakfast tea also can cause mucus within the body, and generally caffeine. So if you're having any of those things before running, that might contribute towards it. But to be honest, if you Google it and research and try and cut things out, then bring them back in, see if they make a difference. There's also many foods that help, and there's other different things that you can do in order to help, inhale steam and things like that. If it's happening more in the cold, it could just be the cold weather, to be honest. And it sounds like from your powerful Viking name that you're probably living in a cold Nordic country. So you probably can't get away from the cold weather, but you can chop and change, remove foods one at a time, see if they make a difference, bring them back in. Google what procedures you can do, like inhaling the steam, like gargling salt and various different things. There's loads of things to try, so try them one at a time, see what helps, and stick with it. And good luck, because I totally feel you. My sinuses have always been screwed. I can't go diving or anything like that, so I can't equalise. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Stuart Whipkey, I'm curious, did you pick your Ironman event yet? If anyone hasn't seen the video, you can go and check that out. But yes, I'm signed up to Ironman. I'm currently looking for triathlon bikes, TT bikes. I almost tried to buy one. I tried to buy one today, but couldn't because of the amount of times I've moved house in the last 2 years. So that's making it more difficult. But yes, Ironman is in the books, and we're attacking it full force. Steely Fans 675, running 60 miles a week and hitting the gym afterwards about 30 to 45 minutes. How many calories should I be consuming if I want to gain muscle? Goal 160 pounds lean, currently 145 pounds. I lost 5 pounds the last couple of months because I upped my mileage. I can't find any time to scarf down the food in the day. Suggestions. So it's almost practically impossible for me to say you need to eat this many calories. You need to, if you're not putting on weight, you need to up your calories and continue to up your calories, healthy calories throughout the day. So that's not, and I don't think you would do this based on your question, but up your calories, clean, healthy calories throughout the day. Make sure straight after you work out you get a really decent meal, and then a couple of other meals afterwards if you can. And just up your calories generally. If your weight's going down instead of up, then you're not eating enough. It's pretty much as simple as that. So eat more consistently throughout the day. I mean, 60 miles running a week, it's got to be, you know, running's got to be your focus, so you don't want to put on too much. You've got a goal, eat more, lift more, see what happens. If it's got to come down to diet, you can try changing your lifting routine up, but really it comes down to diet. Just eat more, clean, bit more protein maybe, as long as it doesn't affect your running, then you should be all good. But you just need to increase your calories basically, and the muscle will come. Bex, last question for this one. Bex, as the Q&A will be after Christmas, what did you have for Christmas dinner? Basically, I went round my parents' house for the first time. My family is not exactly the most understanding or accepting of a vegan diet, far from it. So on Christmas Day, my mum did cook me separate roast potatoes cooked in olive oil. Everyone else had goose fat roast potatoes, which is pretty horrendous, and boiled vegetables, and that was it. Didn't even have any gravy on that, so that was my Christmas dinner. But there you go. I cooked a Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve, and it was a lot nicer than that. We had various different things. I don't tend to do meat substitutes, but I did Marmite roast potatoes, I did sage and onion roast potatoes, I did tons and tons of veg. What I would have done if I hadn't gone out for a massive bike ride before, I'd have also done like a lentil and quinoa dish as well for that, but I didn't get around to doing that. So wasn't the most extravagant Christmas dinner for me, but that's what happens when you go around a load of meat eaters' house. At least I did have separate roast potatoes, so that was all good. Guys, that is it for this Q&A. The running one, if you haven't checked out already, go check it out. But for now, there's plenty of new content coming. If you've got any suggestions, you want to hear anything specific from the Steve Cowclash Fitness Shed, please let me know. Massively appreciate all of your support. If you haven't joined the new Steve Cowclash community on Facebook, then please do join that. I'll try and put a link down below if I remember. It's very difficult not having the internet at the minute. You guys know what to do by now. Keep it rolling.